All right. Welcome everybody to the October 28th chapter meeting. And we were encouraging everyone to wear costumes, but I think unless Gina wore a costume, I might be the only one who wore a costume. So I will very quickly stand up and show you what my costume is, and we'll see if anybody can guess what I actually am. So the hair stuff is part of the costume, and the teeth. This is a sledgehammer, in case you can't see it.
I have a guess.
A bloody skirt. Go ahead.
You are a combination of all of the Stephen King books.
Yes, you win. I am a Stephen King book collection. Well, I hope you all have costumes ready for Halloween. Let's see. So we have myself and Jody and Kathy and Jackie and Sarah and Gina all on the meeting. Did I miss any of the board members? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 6 out of what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we have half.
And Nate is not going to make it. They're finishing up their phone platform upgrade, and then he's got some oral boards.
No problem. Well, 6 out of 12 is not really a quorum, so I don't think we can approve the September 25 minutes. So we have a few things that we need to, oh, there's a good background for Daryl. Nice. Oh, and Ronnie just joined. Now we have a quorum. Yay. Hi, Ronnie.
Good morning, but really, you probably won't have a quorum because I have GTT here to install the last diversity stuff. So I'm going to have to attend to them.
Okay, no problem. I'm going to combine everything that we need to vote on into one voting document, and we'll send it out after the meeting. So that's just how we'll do that. All right. Does anybody have appreciation for anybody in the state, whether they're on the call or not? So I'll just make a reminder that the board or the chapter meetings are for everyone to speak. You do not have to be a board member to raise your hand and contribute to the conversation. We appreciate all our members who are able to make the meeting. I have appreciation for Archuleta and during La Plata counties who dealt with flooding in the last month. I reached out and checked on them. They were doing fine, but I know they had a lot of call volume go on and a lot of things going on with that flooding. So great job to them. Does anyone else have any appreciation? All right, Kathy, you're up for treasurer's report. Oh, Michael, you have your hand up.
Hello. I will express my appreciation for Ben, the manager of the Montrose State Patrol Dispatch Center. Came by, did the rounds of his troop, so to speak, and said hi to everybody and checked to see how things were going and how we can better work together. So I appreciate that.
That's awesome. Great collaboration.
There's something in the chat, Jennifer, from Riley.
Thank you. I'll read that out. Huge shout out to all the instructors who collaborated with the Colorado Resource Center who made the ENP study sessions. It's helping a lot right now. I'm so glad to hear that. Good luck on your ENP test. That's great.
I got contacted by well, it was one of the people at the NASNA meeting, and I can't remember which state it was, but one of the state 911 administrators just got their ENP and thanked us for the recordings.
That's so great. Great job, Resource Center. Woohoo! All right, any other appreciation? Thank you, Michael and Riley and Daryl. And now, Kathy, you're up for the treasurer's report.
All righty. So currently in the checking account, we have $5,258.15. In the savings account, we have $106,599.71. Things that were paid in, it's October, right? Isn't it? Yeah, it's October. I'll just start out. First, we got a $49 deposit from APCO. I wish we had a better idea of what we were going to get from them and when, but I guess we just don't. And then we paid $669 for the storage unit for 1 year. And that actually might be 1 year and 1 month. I just have to check with them. But that was the cost for that. And then we also paid for Mike Borrego and John Kyler's APCO membership, which was $216. Other than that, not too much happening in our checking and savings accounts right now. Any questions from anybody?
No question, but just to clarify, the chapter pays for Mike Borrego and John Kyler's memberships because they are chapter life members, which is different than the APCO International Life member. So we appreciate Mike and John's contributions to Colorado APCO throughout the years and are happy to cover their memberships for another year. Who's got questions for Kathy? All right, we will put the approval of the treasurer's report on that voting list. And moving on to old business, who has an update for us on the holiday party, which is coming up in a couple of weeks, and the awards process?
I can probably take that. We received the award nominations, and then they were sent out to the state of Montana, who has voted and responded. I'm putting those together today for the winners, getting them over to Kathy so we can get plaques ordered. The party is still set to be at the Great Wolf Lodge, and we're looking forward to having everybody. I think I don't have it right in front of me. I think we start about 11, and I think it runs for 3 to 4 hours. So super excited to, I'm sorry, not the Great Wolf Lodge, the main event next to the Great Wolf Lodge. Sorry guys, I have a lot going on this week and my brain is not computing. The main event next to the Great Wolf Lodge, which is a playoff of kind of helping everybody see the area where we're going to be having the conference in May. And the awards committee's met a couple of times, working really hard to make this a really fun event. And Kathy, I think Gina, anybody have any other things to add?
I don't. I did get the names from Jody, and I have forwarded them to Crown Trophy so that they have them. So we should have those in plenty of time.
Wonderful. And Jennifer, if you're sharing the agenda, I cannot see it.
I had stopped sharing the agenda, but I can reshare.
Okay, thanks.
And
I mean,
do not.
unless anybody has any questions, we are moving right along. So I'm really excited.
Well, I want to thank the committee again for your hard work. And if you could please send the award winning names, not announce it here, obviously, but please send those to the board so the board has advance notice of who has won. And then obviously, I'm sure you guys notified all the winners and the nominators.
No, that's my plan for getting done today. Hopefully, I need to convene with a couple of people on how we would like to do that. So
Perfect. Well, thanks, you guys. I know that was a lot of work. And thank you for also putting the party together. I think it's going to be awesome, and I hope everybody can make it. Any other questions for Jody and the party planning crew? Well, for the record, we also had Brittany join us. Glad you're here, Brittany, and we now do have a quorum. And so I'm going to go back and ask for a motion to approve the September 2025 meeting minutes.
This is Kathy. I move to approve the meeting minutes.
Thanks, Kathy. Do we have a second?
Gina will second.
Thank you, Gina. Any opposed to approving the September 2025 meeting minutes? Thank you. Motion carries. And then could I please have a motion to approve the treasurer's report?
This is Gina. I'll motion to approve.
Thanks, Gina. Do we have a second?
Sarah, second.
Thank you, Sarah. Any opposed to approving the treasurer's report? All right, treasurer's report is accepted and approved. Thank you, guys. Okay. Woohoo! So the next item of business under old business is how are we achieving the chapter goals discussed? And I'm going to ask, Sarah has to drop off early, but she has some good ideas. And so I am going to throw it over to Sarah first. And for those who are not on the board, I had asked the board to come prepared with a couple of action items for each person. So they are not being put on the spot unfairly. They knew they were going to be asked this. But Sarah, if you can unmute or if you need to put in chat, please go ahead with your ideas.
Yeah, so I had two ideas in reference to the goal. The first goal I was looking at was building interest in serving on committees and the board.
I'm so sorry. I'm going to stop you. I don't know if it's just me, but I can't hear you. You sound like you're in a barrel. Is it just me?
It's not just you.
Okay.
Is that any better?
We can try. It's very echoey.
How about now?
Go ahead.
Okay, sorry, that's really weird. I don't know why it's doing that. So the first goal I was looking at was the building interest in serving on committees and the board. And I think a large barrier is just lack of knowledge and fear to they just don't know how or what it involves. And so I was considering offering shadowing opportunities for people who are interested but kind of hesitant to just make the jump. Members of the board, committee members, anything like that, just to get a sense of the role in a low pressure situation.
Great.
Do you want me to just say the other one too?
Yeah, they're your ideas.
So that was my first one, and then the second one was kind of in reference to the conferences and a feeling I got last year from people who were not attending was that the conferences and the holiday party, the awards, are just dominated by two metro area agencies, and so they just said, why bother? I don't want to even try. So I didn't know if we could consider adding a bylaw that prevents the same agency from winning the same award category 2 years in a row to kind of try to spread the wealth a little bit and highlight other agencies that maybe just aren't as good at writing award nominations. So that was one idea. And then the other was creating a conference scholarship where we would sponsor an individual from a non-member agency to attend the state conference to get an idea of what it's about and encourage them to bring that back to their agency and join the chapter.
Awesome. Thank you for that. All right. Thank you, Sarah. And who is next? I'm going to call on all of you, so you might as well self-volunteer.
It's Jackie, I can go.
Thanks, Jackie.
I think kind of more on the different committees and members is just kind of how we are for the chapter. If you don't really know about what each position does, similar to like the shadowing aspect of the committees, but I think just overall people may not know how to even get involved in committees. And I know offering the class that kind of walks through like what each committee member does, if we start either listing on the website, whether it be members that are associated with state committees and the national committees, and everybody can just kind of, if they want experience to know, oh, what does this committee do? I can read on the website, but what is it actually like? What's the time commitment? If I'm ready to actually commit into either a committee at the state level or the national level, or even a position within the board in both the national level and state level. I think you don't know unless you either just randomly apply and get the position, or you've had somebody within your agency that's like, oh, you should go for this because I was XYZ members. Excuse me. So I think just getting the involvement of just some like smaller agencies that may not know what the different positions are. If there's, like, I know within my agency, we don't have a ton of positions to move up. So that's why I turned to APCO for it and just kind of like threw my name in the hat. But it's just been a huge, like, now my brain has stopped thinking. Just overall, it's just been great to understand what each position does and the amount of connections you can make on like the national level of it. That was my biggest one that I was wanting to support too.
Great. Thank you. All right, who's next? Okay, Brittany's doesn't have a mic, so I'm gonna read hers out. She says, my ideas combine using the chapter app and building interest in serving on committees and the board. Like Sarah said, the biggest block is lack of knowledge. Maybe we could push out infographics, videos, or something along those lines in the app about the board positions and committees. So let me just write that in. Thank you, Brittany. Okay, Kathy, sorry, I cut you off. Go ahead.
Oh, no, don't worry. I like all of these things. This sounds so good. But I still think that face-to-face and that personal contact is always a great thing. So my idea was to take the list of PSAPs that we have. And then I don't have access to this, but if we could get the list of what PSAPs are members, I could do like a cross-reference to who we have that are members and who we know that are not members, and maybe work with other board members or, you know, committee chairs or whatever to make personal visits to these PSAPs and have one-on-one conversations face to face.
Great. Thank you.
And I'm happy to drive too. So I'm not expecting everybody to drive. I'm happy to drive.
Sounds great. Who's next? Looking at Jody, Gina.
This is Jody. I can go. I think when we talk at the bottom about educating members and non-members about chapter activities and purpose, I think it's really important that we get out there to all of the PSAPs, to their leadership, and talk about the value of the conference and the value of some of the other activities that we do. And I think a lot of times we have people that want to come, but maybe their leadership isn't aware of the value or costs or assistance available. And so I think just making sure the membership knows, like, we're here to support you and these are great opportunities for you would be probably one of my primary goals, because it was already talked about above, where I've already been pushed for agency leadership to consider letting staff members sit on committees and boards. So I think that kind of plays in with that as well, as finding value in the conference and the other activities that the chapter does, and for the chapter to also come up with some really good valuable activities to engage with our membership.
Great. Hold on, I'm looking at. Perfect. Thank you, Jody. Gina has written into chat, so I will read it out. Gina says, I would love to see the app be more effective for our membership as a whole. It occurred to me the only place I see it pushed is for the conference. Or at the conference, a social media campaign to reach more of the membership, specifically about the fact that we have an app, how to download it, and what would we use it for would be beneficial. And she's with Kathy. She would like to visit some of the PSAPs in our regions that tend to not attend events. That was a tongue twister. Face-to-face would be really helpful in showing them that we value them as members or the value of membership. So I'm going to add Gina's name here. And I'm going to put a social media campaign about the existence of the app. And maybe Kathy, in the next version of the newsletter, we could also talk about the chapter app. Gina says, I love Sarah's idea about a scholarship for a non-member agency to send someone to conference. We might consider a first-timer attendee discount. Maybe that would help get some of the member agencies who don't attend to send someone and check it out. Great. Hold on just a second. Where would that go? More inclusive. Okay. All right, perfect. Thank you, Gina. Ronnie, I don't know if you're able to be on or if you've stepped away.
Back now.
All right, go for it.
So for me, of course, because I'm at the end of everybody, it's going to sound pretty redundant, but I am with a lot of them. I love the fact of that scholarship, and or even to maybe get more people to vote for the awards, maybe like the telecommunicator of the year would get like a free admission into the conference, just to be able to push those awards a little bit more. And also, I'm not quite sure, I'm not a very good person to fill out a survey. So I don't like to receive them because I don't do good responding, but I know that at the conference we have asked people like, you know, how can we help you to get the word out? So maybe not just reaching out to other agencies in person, which I love the in person. I just know that time is of the essence for some of us. So reaching out in person to actually find out what is it, not only to educate them on what APCO and NINA does, but how can we help them to get the word out and or to have more involvement from them as well. So the education piece, but also the feedback piece of that. And for me personally, I'm more than happy to go to anybody and help wherever need be. It's just that time thing, as well as being able to pull a membership list to find out what agencies aren't involved and then go to them and talk to them about it. And also at our every other month, we have the Western Slope supervisor meeting that I believe might have been started by Jennifer. If it wasn't started by Jennifer, I took over after Jennifer left Grand Junction. But anyway, so making sure that at those meetings we talk highly of NINA and APCO and educate the supervisors as well, so then they can put it down down to where it needs to go as well.
Perfect. Where would I put that? Build interest in serving or in-person outreach or educate members? I'm going to put it under in-person outreach because your meetings are in person. Like, I know they're not like in person, but they're on Zoom, right?
Correct. We're gonna actually do an in-person one next week. that'd be our first in-person one. And hopefully we can do more in person just to get more networking.
Awesome. Well, I'm glad to hear that that was still going strong. Nice work. And I know Connie's working on setting up regional meetings virtually in the other regions too. So great job. For myself, we do have our membership. I'm looking for my drive folder here. We have a membership drive in our shared drive. Membership folder is what I'm trying to say. And we do have the lists. And this morning I started creating a spreadsheet by agency to say who is an APCO and who is a NINA member. And we can use that to go from there to jump off a lot of our ideas that you guys just developed here about outreach. So that is in progress. I also wanted to show you guys in our chapter drive, I kind of went and cleaned up some of the materials that we had. And way back in 2015, apparently, we also did a real push to gain membership and involvement. And I encourage you guys that are wanting to reach out to the agencies to come into this folder because we created some documents on how can I get involved, meet your board members, why should I become a NINA or APCO member, and these need to be updated. And then we had a PowerPoint that talked about your chapter and you. So if you're looking for places to start with outreach materials, obviously these need to be updated and you can create your own. You don't have to use these. I'm just telling you that they're here in case you want to build on something that's already there. So those are there. I obviously will support everybody in these goals. I think the chapter can support a lot of these goals as far as travel. And we can talk about whether or not there's we have money for travel. I know that we have opportunities for scholarships. And so I love these ideas about creating these scholarships. I'm going to reach out to our board members that weren't able to make the meeting so that I can capture their ideas and action items in this document. And then at the next meeting, we will talk about, we'll put some of the ideas for the scholarships and other things that might need monetary support on the agenda to talk about. And you don't have to wait for next meeting. I see some conversation in the chat between Riley and Gina about social media pushes. You guys do not have to wait for the next meeting to get started on these goals and action items. I'm just talking about the next meeting for the action items that are going to need like board approval, like creating a scholarship, et cetera, or adding a free conference to the telecommunicator of the year, which is a fantastic idea. So great job, everybody. I am excited to see all of these things come to fruition and have some more conversation about that. I am going to throw it open to any of our non-board members that are on the meeting. Do you guys have any ideas what you would like to see the chapter board work on for you as members? And while you're thinking about it, Gina says, I know they're months apart, but perhaps we should add to the conference business meeting agenda that we specifically recognize award winners again. Oh, yeah. So we can recognize them again at the conference. I think that's a great idea. Where should I put that?
You know, it
Oh.
was kind of cool, just a little idea to maybe throw out there. If the award winners, recipients are recorded, to maybe even put together a little recording of that to play at the conference versus just announcing it.
Okay. That's a good idea to have now so we can make that happen in a couple of weeks. Gina says yes. She likes that idea. Good thing we have people who know how to video edit in the chapter, because I don't.
And even if it's not recorded, maybe just a couple photos and then we could put something together.
Yeah, and Deanie says also push that out on the app. Great. All right, great job, everybody. Going back to the agenda. That is the agenda. Okay, if you guys have more ideas, go ahead and put them into the chat. We are going to move on to conference sponsorship pricing. So I had a conversation with Scott Hartman yesterday, and we have some proposals that we want to bring to the board to approve so that we can start selling booths and sponsorships. What I have on the screen is this is what we're proposing. And he's unable to be here today, so he asked me to present on his behalf. But we wanted to make it clear that all the sponsorship and booth purchases are going to include lunch and dinner on the Tuesday for the number of people specified at each level. So we just wanted to communicate that. We included our vendors in lunch and dinner last year, but there was some confusion about messaging that. So we just want to put it up front on the sponsorship materials. And we looked at the contract for Great Wolf Lodge, and the electrical is included in booth purchases. So luckily we don't have to mess around with that this year. So we're proposing that the platinum sponsorship remain at $4,000, which includes 2 tables, 6 conference registrations, company logo on the website with a link, company logo on the app, company logo on the sponsor board outside of the vendor hall, 2 push notifications on the app, recognition and email blasts, and on our social media and at Tuesday's dinner. 3,000 for gold. I'm not going to read out each one. I think you guys can see it's very similar. It just goes down in the number of conference registrations. 2,500 for silver. And by the way, this total is how many we would offer. So 4 opportunities for platinum sponsors, 4 gold sponsors, 5 silver sponsors. Our most popular one is the bronze, and we did 10 last year. But Scott's suggesting that we raise this to 1,300 or 1,500. So that's up for all of this is up for discussion. Booth for a member is 800. Booth for a non-member is 850. And then he's proposing that we raise our keynote sponsorship to 3,000. Our pre-conference sponsorship to 1,500. We put in a hosted bar if anybody wants to host the bar for casino night, and obviously that final cost will be determined by how much everybody drinks. Dinner sponsorship, he'd like to raise this to 1,500, and coffee break to 800. Michael, you got your hand up.
I apologize if this has already been discussed in the conference planning sessions, but I know one of the issues I had in a previous group I was a part of was table space in the show floor. So especially going to a new hotel, I just wanted to point that out and make sure that's being accounted for as you sell the sponsorships with the defined table space, making sure there is enough in the Great Wolf Lodge, wherever the show floor is going to be.
Yes, and Scott has a site visit set up for the morning prior of the party, since we're all going to be down there anyway. And so we will verify how many booths we can actually sell at that walkthrough, but that's a great point. Who else has questions or comments or thoughts? I'll scroll back up.
I was trying to remember what the proposed numbers were, but I was just curious as to what that would bring in if we were to be able to get to have all of those filled. Sorry.
That's okay. I'm trying to remember how much all of our sponsorships brought in last year. Do you remember, Jody?
Not off the top of my head.
I'm gonna stop sharing while I go through the drive real quick.
Yeah, hang on 1 second. I'm sure I can find it.
All I have are the spreadsheets and not the final numbers.
Yeah, I just was looking at the new numbers. I guess I'd have to see it and then just do some math.
Well, and the sorry. The reason I was asking about last year is because last year we sold 2 platinum. I think we sold out all 4, so that would have been 8,000 plus 12,000. I don't know if you have your calculator out.
I do. That's 20,000. Go ahead.
Okay. And
So I
then we
can,
sold,
I
go
can
ahead.
put that Eventbrite paid out $43,188 on vendor sales.
Okay.
Okay. 43,000, you said?
That's what she said.
Okay. Thanks.
And we sold out all of our bronze at 1,200. I don't remember how many individual booths we sold because a lot of them were in sponsorships. We never did have a keynote sponsorship. We had 1 pre-con sponsor. And then we did have 2 dinner sponsors. And I think we got 3 coffee break sponsors.
Okay.
So I think I'll just go through and ask about the amounts each one. Are we good with 4,000 for platinum?
I'm good with it.
I see some thumbs up. Are we good for 3,000 for gold?
And then there's a total of 4. Okay.
Yep.
And how many for platinum? The same thing, 4?
Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
Are we good for 2,500 for silver? Do we want to raise the bronze? And if we do we want to raise it to 1,300 or 1,500 or split the difference? Gina's putting in, and Brittany are both putting in for 1,500 in the chat. I feel like I'm running an auction.
I'm good with 1,500.
Anybody have any other thoughts? 1,500 going once? 1,500 going twice? Sledgehammer on 1,500? Okay. Are we good on 800 for a member booth purchase? And 850 for non-member? All right. Do we want to keep keynote at 2,500 or raise to 3,000, knowing that we never got a keynote sponsor last year?
I think that should stay at 2,500.
You have some agreement in the chat. Okay. How about pre-con sponsorship? Raise to 1,500, keep it at 1,000, or somewhere in between?
We could go up to 1,500.
We did get a pre-con last year, Gina. So I'm hearing raise to 1,500. Okay. Are we good with adding the hosted bar option? For the casino night? Did I lose everybody? Oh, heck yeah, if someone wants to pay for it, can they choose to host the bar using tickets to limit their cost? Yes. I personally like ticket options because it limits our liability for alcohol over sales.
Yep.
Okay. Yep, I agree, Gina. Gina said that might be an easier sell if they can count on X number of tickets. Dinner sponsor, possibly raise this to 1,500. So are we wanting to raise to 1,500 or do we want to keep it at 1,000? And do we want to limit how many people are sponsoring dinner or leave it open?
Well, our food costs are usually pretty high, so be nice if we could get 2 sponsors. Or even if we raised it to 1,500 and then got 2 sponsors.
That's Gina's comment too. She says raise it and keep it at 2, and if they want exclusivity, then they can buy both sponsorships. Sure. Great. And finally, do we want to raise our coffee break? I didn't look to see how much the coffee breaks are at Great Wolf Lodge, but I know they were pretty pricey at Embassy Suites. So I'm supportive of raising this to 800 and specifying 2 per day. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think a coffee break's going to be the same no matter where we are, because we usually have more than coffee. So
Gina says she agrees. Anybody else? Great. All right. So Scott and I are going to work with our graphics design team, which consists of Sarah and Gina and Riley, to put this on our themed backgrounds. And then he will get this out and we will start selling sponsorships. The conference planning committee, I don't think has talked about attendee pricing yet. So we will put that on the agenda for the November meeting. And we'll make some we'll make sure we have voting on that at the November meeting so we can start selling attendance as well. All right, great job, everybody. Thank you very much. Where is my agenda? Okay. Next up is committee chair reports. Jody, Finance Committee.
I have nothing for the Finance Committee.
All right. Any questions for Jody? We already talked about the awards committee, so thank you very much again. Membership committee, Gina and Brittany. Neither of whom has a mic, but they're both quick to type in nothing to report. So I think that having that membership list will be super helpful for you guys in the outreach. So it is in the drive, in the membership folder in 2025. So I'll finish that up later today. Conference committee, Sarah said she gave somebody her update.
That would be me.
You go.
Okay, so Sarah has sent me these updates for conference committee. The call for papers is open and will be open until November 14th. We're starting to get some great responses, and once the call for papers is closed, we will begin the process of choosing presenters and building out that schedule. Communications went out Monday, 10/27 with save the date for conference and also try to encourage more volunteers to join the committee. Huge thank you to the board for approving new benefits for volunteers. And I don't know if we want to discuss that, Jen. I don't have that in front of me. Scott has already started working on reaching out to the vendors. Some suggestions were made for the board on sponsorship level pricing, which we just went over, based on the fact that this year will be a bit more in cost due to the venue and the additional activities that we are planning. She wasn't sure if we needed to have a vote on that. And Sarah will be contacting the committee to schedule the next meeting, possibly the week of November 17th through 21st. And if you want to be part of the conference planning committee, please reach out to Sarah Shover directly and let her know that you are interested in participating. And then she had some other notes, but it appears that those don't relate. So that's what I have for her.
All right. Well, big thanks to Sarah and the conference planning committee. I know it's a lot of work. One of the perks that the board did approve is if you are volunteering to plan the conference, or if you volunteer to work at the conference, there are free conference opportunities available for that. So if you want to be part of the planning, now is the time to jump in. Any questions for Jody/Sarah? All right, we have a vacant outreach committee chair position. So if anybody's interested in chairing the outreach committee, please let us know. Daryl, technology committee has been busy.
We have. I've just been making a lot of updates to the website. One thing I do have to report is that my my co-chair, Patrick Malone, is no longer with Comtech, but I have been able to get a hold of him with Jennifer's help, and he's going to teach me what I need to do to maintain the app on the Apple Play Store, since I'm an Android guy and always have been and have no idea how to operate with Apple. Let alone as a developer, but he's going to show me how to do that so that we can keep up on that. Was there anything else you wanted me to cover, Jennifer?
No, but I really appreciate all your work keeping up with the website, because there's been a lot of stuff going on it lately.
Oh, you're welcome. And I think this has been brought up at a previous meeting, but if you haven't been to the executive board page or the committees page, there's more information on those pages now about what the different positions on the board do and what the different committees do. So I would encourage everyone to take a look at that. There are some of the committees specifically where it just says description pending. If you are a committee chair for that committee and want to write a description for what your committee does and send it to me, I will get that added to the page.
Hint, hint.
Yep. Where there was a description of the committee in the bylaws, I used that, but not all of the committees have descriptions in the bylaws.
All right. Thank you, Daryl.
This is my AI generated. This is my AI generated spooky telecom themed background.
Telecom themed.
Yeah, that's supposed to be like a telephone pole, and those are like on either side of me. Those are like really scary looking cell phone towers. Must be 5G.
It looks like the mist. Deanie says, Daryl, may I help you? Deanie, do you want to be on the technology committee?
Sure.
Well, I wasn't sure what you meant. So if that's not what you meant, then please clarify.
If anybody wants to be on the technology committee, I mean, right now it's just me, but honestly, the work does not take that much time. So, but if anybody wants to help, I'm more than open to that. Just let me know, and we'll start collaborating.
Looks like you have our first committee member, Daryl.
There you go.
Thanks, Deanie. Awesome. All right, Riley, Education Committee has been active.
Yeah, the Education Committee has been really active. We've been busy. We have a few ideas. that need some board intervention. The first idea is we want to bring 2 in-person classes to the state for the 2026 year. What we kind of need from the board is what a budget would look like for that. We haven't kind of narrowed down exactly what kind of classes we want to do, because we wanted to see kind of the financial restraints that we had before we kind of went crazy with it. We were thinking 1 in the metro, 1 on the western slope to kind of keep it even throughout the state. So we'll start there. Like any guidance would be helpful on how much we could spend in that aspect for any low cost or no cost.
Well, I think Kathy had to jump off, unfortunately. So Jody may have some insight as previous treasurer and or finance director, but we might have to put that into an email and ask Kathy offline. Jody, you want to take a stab at it?
I think a lot of what we fund is directly based on the revenue that we bring in from conference, because unfortunately we just don't have a heavy, steady stream of revenue. So I think that it could be feasible depending on the pricing, maybe for at least 1. And then I think as a board, we would have to decide, how we want to parse out if we're going to do 2. But it really, like Kathy said, APCO and Nina's chapter dues that come back to Colorado are so sporadic at times that we can't count on those funds. But I would think that it would be feasible to do something.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, I looked into the drive. We did 2 in 2024. We did the Transforming the 911 Center Culture in Centennial, and then the APCO Bullying and Negativity in the Communication Center in Rifle. That's what we did last year with it.
But
cool.
I think just a suggestion is potentially look outside of those APCO Nina classes as well. There's a lot of places that offer training classes or people that teach classes that could be low cost and huge benefit to the membership. So something I'm happy to help you guys kind of flesh out. But I would say yes, it's probably feasible unless we have a large gap in the incoming revenue, which I can't speak to whether we will or not. Some years it's great and some years it's really bad. So.
Okay, so what I can do is I'll bring this back to the committee and then we can start looking and gauge prices and then I can bring that back to the board. Would that work out? And we can aim for 1 for now and then kind of reevaluate later.
And Riley, you've got some comments in chat from Gina too.
Yeah, we definitely can do an online, like a hybrid one for the 1.
And what else did you have from the education committee?
The other ideas that we've had was similar to the chapter doing a newsletter. We were talking about doing one for the committee. I did talk to the committee about possibly combining the 2. I'm still gauging what we want to do with that. But the biggest aspect was my team really wants to kind of brand ourselves individually as a committee. So we want to see if we can use the Colorado logo, but also include the education committee on it. So that way, if we do push things out either on the socials or if we end up doing a quarterly newsletter, we can have that kind of brand. So I'm looking for approval to do something along those lines, or at least approval to present whatever my team comes up with.
Board, what say you?
I think that any of the committees under the Colorado Nina APCO chapter should be able to use the logo and then put their committee, underneath it or on it somehow to designate, which committee is doing the work. I think it's great. advertising for these committees, and I feel like it fits well with what we're trying to do. I don't have a problem with any of them doing it.
Ronnie
Awesome.
agrees with Gina.
Okay, that's great. I have a few people working on something now, so the next meeting I will come with what we've thought of, and we can go from there. The last thing in my committee was talking about was, it kind of ties into the goals you guys were all talking about earlier, is we want to possibly set up a table at the conference. And the more I was listening, I think a really good idea to set up a chapter table that just goes over all of the committees. So if, we end up doing the branding, that's something we can do with stickers, or have board members sitting there to provide those in-person resources at the conference. I just don't know if we would have to pay for a table since it's our conference.
I don't think we would need to pay for a table.
No, and I think we could certainly put that out front where everybody's going in as well, so.
Mhm. Yeah, I think that would be really great for engagement, and also possibly even get more committee members at that point, especially having a central point at the conference for people to go and get information. Well, that's all I have. Our next date is going to be November 21st at 1500 if anyone is interested in joining.
All right. Any questions for Riley and the Education Committee? Thank you so much for all your hard work. Anything from the Bylaws Committee, Jody?
No, I don't have any updates. Thank you.
Okay, and Nate did not forward me an update from the historian. So we'll move on to peer support. Trina.
Yeah, since our last meeting here, I've had the opportunity to connect with two dispatchers who had expressed interest in participating on APCO's peer support committee. And one was is a police dispatcher out of Littleton, and the other committee member is a dispatcher from the city of Cortez. So we've had the opportunity to meet twice now, and I've really appreciated their time and their interest. Neither member is active on their agency's peer support team, nor are they certified as a peer supporter. But they are both very interested in learning how they can support their team and support the chapter's committee. And in talking with the committee members, so some barriers I'm hearing to certifying as a peer supporter include peer support trainings are offered infrequently and often require travel and per diem. They have difficulty finding console coverage and agency support, so they can attend a 30-hour peer support training. One member advised that her peer support team is more so designed to provide peer support to law enforcement rather than to dispatchers. And another member expressed that confidentiality was a concern, or has been in the past, and a barrier to her agency having a successful team. And so with that kind of our conversation, I offered to share my policies with them with the goal of helping them support their internal peer support teams. But that kind of got me thinking that I think it could be beneficial to create a resource folder with guidance on how an agency can start their own peer support team. There's many steps and barriers to launching a successful peer support team. I've kind of been deep in that, so I'd be happy to share kind of what I've learned and what I know, but it will kind of take me some time to get that together. But I'd like to do that for the website. I'll be posting the link to the peer support agency contact form to the APCO discussion board, and just encourage centers with an active peer support team to add their agency's contact information to that form. And then I'd also kind of like to solicit for additional committee participation from those agencies who have an active peer support team and could maybe help to build out more resources for our page there on the website. And then I'll also submit a description of the committee very soon.
Awesome. Thanks for all that hard work. Does anybody have any questions for Trina? All right. I have not heard from Linnell, and I have not gotten in touch with her yet to do the sit down that we have talked about for TERT deployments, but that's still on my list. We have an open committee chair opportunity for professional development. So if you want to be the chair, you're more than welcome. I'm going to direct you to the 911 center, or I'm sorry, the 911 program website for the PUC update, since we are now a minute over on our meeting. For national news, I did invite Stephanie Johnson, the national Western director for NENA, to come to our meetings, and she's really looking forward to that. So I'm hoping she'll be at the next one. Jackie, what do you have for us for executive council for APCO?
I'll keep it quick. It's kind of quiet this time of year, so there's not a whole lot going on. There's a couple things in the bylaws that they're going to be voting on coming up, but when I've got more what we're going to be voting on, I will let everybody know. But that's it.
Sounds great. Thank you. So I will see if anybody has anything else for good of the order. Well, thank you for a productive meeting. Thank you to all of our members who were able to join us. Thank you, board members, for the work that you're doing. And we will meet on November 25th at 10:30 virtually. And we hope to see everybody at the party at main event on November 14th. Thanks, everybody, for investing in your chapter and in 911 in Colorado.
Thanks, Jennifer.
Thank you.